Oh, just in time for a phone call. BRB, guys. There we go. Hello, Chupa. Hello, Cherry. How are all of you doing today? Look at that. Chupa peeled himself away from SGDQ long enough just to say hello. Spike Cherry, thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy the stream. So we made it to the barrier tower last night. I don't know if either of you know what's going on in the game, but I'll explain it like you know, and then if you have questions, I'll explain it like you don't know. Long and short of it is, we're starting the counterattack on, man, that is, okay, there we go. A counterattack on big bad guys, War Machine. I gotta switch off of my Doom axes. So we're trying to let's stick with Lamia's harp and Warhammer. Okay. Big bad guy's got a nasty castle that we need to break into, but it's protected by a barrier, so that's right, we're in World 2. So hopefully Romeo's ballad actually does what it's supposed to do and keeps these guys from moving. Is the sound balance okay? I mean, if it's too loud or anything, too quiet, just let me know. Anyway, I've got a 4-job Fiesta here, so I've stuck with 1 Bard and 3 Berserkers until I get the 5th job, and then one of those Berserkers will turn into the 5th job. Whatever that job is, I really hope it's Beastmaster. Good, I'm glad it sounds good. In the interest of keeping the gameplay fairly quick and not repetitive, thank you both. I'm playing it on fast forward. It actually goes more like this speed if I turn off fast forward, which is really slow. Like standard Final Fantasy slow, but some of these fights are kind of a slog. So I speed it up, but speed it up sounds terrible because the game sound will sound awful. There we go, Blood Sword, which no one will use. Nah, I don't want to fight these guys. I'll Romeo's Ballad, and then I'm going to run. So anyway, big bad guy, X-Death is his name, has barriers all around his evil fortress in this World 2 area. And because of that, we can't get to his castle anymore to go confront him and launch a counterattack. So we have to basically destroy one of the towers to drop his shields. And once that's done, we can go take out X-Death. I'm almost certain these Reflect Knights will reflect the Doom proc if I were to use Death Scythes on him. Or the Death proc, so I had to switch to weaker Warhammers to fight these guys. So you'll notice that I only get an action every time Bosch's ATB bar fills up, and I'm just using it to do Sing over and over and over again. And that's because my other 3 characters don't get any actions because they're Berserkers. All they ever do is attack when it's their turn. And they don't tell you when it's their turn, which is why their bars always look full. They just take their turn when they get the chance. Yes, 3 Zerkers, but at least I have something that isn't a Zerker. And also, Be Lightning, thank you for joining the stream. Yep, I want to get at least 4, what's it called? I'd like to get at least 4 reflect rings out of this area just to be safe, because I have no idea how bad things are going to get with 3 Berserkers. Thankfully, though, I will be getting a 5th job. Fifth job reveal is when, spoiler alert, sorry, can't tell you yet. Let's just say, spoiler, it's not as bad as Eris, but let's give it that kind of hint. Yes, magnetize my berserkers so they hit you harder. Fifth job reveal is in World 2, though, so it will be probably within the next 1 to 3 streams, depending on how long and how well these streams go. So, while it is great that, you know, I've got this team and they're absolutely wrecking this tower, I do have to continue to farm until I get those stupid rings. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this place for, a while. But soon enough, once I get 4 rings, we'll move on. No, this is actually, how do I put it? I guess you could call it my third. My third Fiesta. So my first Fiesta was last year. I did a normal registration. I wound up with a Knight, a Berserker, a Geomancer, and a Samurai. And the MVP was absolutely the Samurai. Zenunagi cannot be understated for how powerful it is. But I had no healers. So I had to do basically everything with just potions, high potions, and elixirs, which isn't as bad as it sounds. Look, okay, I'll give Geomancer one thing. Geomancers were extremely useful for wandering around in the meat fortress without burning my feet to a crisp. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and Biblos. They made Biblos a joke. That was pretty much it. Yes, they were really good in the library. And that's it. That was pretty much it. And they were just sort of a spineless punching bag for the rest of the game. So thankfully, eventually they learned equip axes and they became halfway decent with a rune axe. But yeah, actually, the thing that kept me from finishing my first ever Fiesta was getting my Geomancer's hit points high enough to withstand Almagus's, I can't remember if it's Almagus or if it's something else. Whatever the really powerful nuke that the final boss uses, because it would constantly one-shot my Geomancer. And I wanted to have everybody alive for the end of the game. Knight, Zerker, Ninja, and to be determined. Actually, that's not terrible. The Ninja gets dual wield, which is really cool. But the yeah, I think Grand Cross is the one, because like one of those spells will like status the crap out of your team. It's like Bad Breath, only worse. The other one just absolutely nukes the crap out of your team, and I think it's Grand Cross. Both of them can completely destroy your team if they're not really useful. Ninja's great because you've got your dual wield, and if you can get equipped swords, or even better, equip axes, you can absolutely, wreck single targets. And then you've got throw. I mean, you just can't undersell the value of cheap level 2.5 magic with scrolls. The only problem is knights go really well with two-handed, and ninjas go well with dual wield, but the two don't mix. So you can't, you kind of have to pick, which one's like a better kind of a damaging option. But just the fact that you have something that's equivalent to a caster, even if it's not incredibly powerful, multi-target's really, 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 really good. 3 knights, a 2-handed, and a Zerker. Yep, pretty much. That's That's kind of what I had to do with Byblos. I over-leveled my Berserkers. And I made my Bard hide. And I just had my 3 Berserkers just smack the crap out of Byblos until he died. I got really lucky in that fight because he never used Protect and he never used Drain. So I don't know how lucky that is, but it's pretty dang lucky. I think we're getting close to the top, but I really need to get these Magnet Knights. These Reflect Knights, I mean. Cube spin while we wait. So, let me think. Knight, Zerker, Ninja. What would go best with that? Actually, what's your registration? From what it looks like, my guess is you did a regular registration, so you're probably going to get Earth jobs for your Earth Crystal. Well, you can never ever go wrong with a Chemist. After that, Dancers, okay. Dragoon would be stupid with either two-handed or dual wield. Yeah, the problem with Chemist... Well, I guess that's okay. Hey, B Lightning 89, thank you for the follow, man. I really appreciate that. So, if you get dual wield, then having a Dragoon would not be terrible, and it would make Shinryu laughably easy, and it might even make Omega fairly easy as well, if you just get dual wield and jump on your Dragoon, and just hope he never hits you with Encircle. But even just with what you've got right now, you've got a very solid team for handling X-Death at the very least. Well, yay for that. But I really need those rings, man. Ugh. Normal runs aren't too bad. The game, you know, because the game forces you to get representatives from each of the crystal jobs, and each of the crystal jobs tends to be a bit stronger as it moves on. You know, it's pretty good. So I'm trying to think what the other Earth job is. I always forget if it's like Ranger or what, but I think you'll be okay. Actually, I think Knights get equipped shield, don't they? That's not really useful for any of your guys. Well, that did nothing for the Gravitator. Oh well, he's dead. Dang, still no rings. Okay, I think I'm getting close to the top of the tower. Anyway, we've got a buddy here, Zazat, who's an old friend of Galif's. Who's down in the basement trying to shut the generators off. They're pulling kind of a Death Star. Would I laugh or cry if my 5th job was also Berserker? Well, I did take Berserker Risk, so that's not impossible. That's highly unlikely. Oh god, I don't want to fight you. I forgot how this floor is very, very dangerous. Alright, let's deal with that. Get those sweet, sweet lightning bolts. Would I laugh? I would laugh, definitely, at the absurdity of getting 4 Berserkers but not having to deal with Quad Zerker. And then I would probably just job fair one of them over to Beastmaster, because I said earlier I would do that. I'm dead set on using a really, really cheap and kind of stupid tactic for beating, at the very least, defeating, what's it called? Neo X Death and, what's it called? Shinryu. It's basically a reflected Zomberker with a hiding bard. And it requires a Beastmaster with equipped whips to do. But I can do it with a Berserker as well. It wouldn't really matter. I mean, really the combo, all you really need is... there we go. Nice, a gold hairpin. Not that anybody uses magic on my team. There we go. That... Let's see. I'm pushing the rest back up. It would be kind of a slow way to beat that, but... am I going to go for a triple crown? Well, I do have Bard, which, if I properly stagger Romeo Ballads, I should have no problem just beating him to death with my Berserker. So I can handle Omega. Shinryu might be tricky. But again, if I get the Beastmaster, I shouldn't have anything to worry about there. The only reason that the cheap trick that I'm talking about won't work on Omega is if he decides to use Encircle on my zombied target. There won't be anything I can do about it, and I'll lose my only active party member, except for the one that's hiding. I'm going to try for the Triple Crown. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I'm going to try for it. But I'll definitely do what I can to get a Beastmaster. Of course, if I get a Freelancer, that would work too. Or a Mime. If I somehow wind up with one of those two things. Which, if I get a Freelancer, they would already be at their absolute pinnacle of strength at this point. Because there's no way to get any more AP for any of my characters. Everybody's mastered Bard and Berserker at this point. Let's go down one more floor and hang out here. Oh, go away, level tricker. I don't even know what level I am. They're level 29? Oh, they're all primes. I can live with that. I still don't want to fight them, because I don't want to gain unnecessary experience. Yeah. Level 4 Graviga will not work because none of us are a multiple of 4. I actually came here at a really good time for dealing with those triggers, because they're not going to be able to do anything to me. So let's see. You've got Knight, Zerker, Ninja, which means you're probably either at the library or at the Sandworm or about to battle Soul Cannon or Archaeoavis. You shouldn't have any trouble with any of those bosses at all with your Ninja. Actually, Ninja's pretty much got them all covered. You just got the ship. So Soul Cannon. Bring lightning scrolls. Make sure you've got whatever kind of lightning weapons you can get, I guess. No, wait, you just got the ship. Let me think. You talking about the airship? Yeah, if you got the airship, that means you beat Sandworm. Give me that reflect ring. The fire ship, now a boat. Okay, so you've done only Byblos at this point. Okay, yep, that's cool. There's some neat places you can go visit. Have you played through Final Fantasy V before, Lightning? Or is this your first time playing through it at all? Because I played through it for my first time for the Fiesta. Yeah, you've got a lot of levels under your belt. Yeah. Did you have you run from any fights yet, or have you fought every single battle? Because you do have a knight, so you could go for the Brave Blade. Don't go for the Brave Blade. It's never worth it. You fight everything. You haven't run from a single fight. You could do Brave Blade. You could do it. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of worth having, but... I don't have the patience to fight every single thing, because some things are just stupidly powerful for not even being normal bosses. Just being normal enemies can be brutal in this game. Especially like more forest later on just gets stupid with some of the stuff the enemies can do. No, I've got no delusions. I'm getting the chicken knife. I don't know if I'm going to have anything that can use it, but I'm getting it. Just give me a dang Reflect Knight already. This is getting annoying. Come on, man. There we go. Now, give me my ring. Fun thing about my setup is I am playing it on a Wii U. So I can one-handed all the fights using the rapid fire A button. Pardon the allergies. It's not on the VC or anything like that. It's just oh, hey sweetie. Let me take a little pause. Here guys. Let me be right back. Alright. Sorry about that. Trying to get the kids to nap can be a real challenge. It's a trap! Oh, I'm not that great. But thanks, Chupa. I got tired of using my bandwidth to stream the music off of the OC Remix YouTube channel. So I decided to just download the full torrent. And I made my own mix, which you can now see. I'm pleased with the results. Do a barrel roll. It works, man. Whatever gets it on there. Persistent buggers. Alright. I suppose I shouldn't be wasting my potions, but I don't really care because I have so much money right now that it doesn't really matter. Trust your instincts! Thanks, Peppy. God, now I want to play Star Fox. 64 though, not any of the other ones. Star Fox 64 was an amazing gem. I played that until I mastered everything on it. And then I got burnt and I never wanted to touch it again forever. The last time I enjoyed Star Fox at all was watching Zallor destroy it at a GDQ a few years ago. Dude, you want to? Are you thinking about maybe the public 75 or 80% complete version? Because I'm actually pretty hyped about the mini SNES. I don't care if it's full English or not. You figure out the controls and you just deal with it. Unfortunately, the problem is if I know Star Fox, those games are not linear. They'll have multiple paths you can take, which means that judging who's further along in the race is difficult. So somebody would have to not be blind, i.e. you, and would have to be able to say, hey, we're going to take, you know, this path or top path or whatever, and be prepared for people not to follow. It might be. I don't know, man. I could go for that. It sounds like fun, but it would definitely make me want the SNES Mini like really, really badly. Ugh. No rings, no rings. Been here forever and I haven't got a single dang ring yet. That's right. You picked Dreamcast. I hope that's not a nightmare to emulate, dude, because it sounds like fun. And I've never owned a Dreamcast, though. I played a little bit. Oh, shit, I ran away. No. Of course, now they're gone. I did play a little bit of Space Channel 5, but that was about it. Didn't they have Phantasy Star Online for Dreamcast at some point? I hate back attacks, but I'll take it. Man, when I was in college, PSO is what we played. I used to play it with Gundam all the time. I played the GameCube version. Yeah. Did somebody cast Oh! One of them got allured, or tempting tangoed or whatever, and flipped over and cast Reflect on us. That's hilarious. I'm like, why does Lena have Reflect on her? Yeah, man. I've seen Will post occasionally on Facebook about playing some of the more recent versions of PSO, and that stuff's starting to look like Monster Hunter levels of good. Because the only thing I didn't like about PSO is the fact that it felt so stiff to play. The combat was not at all like smooth. You'd have to basically one shot with a single combo anything you were hitting to have a prayer of playing a melee class. Otherwise it would smack you down in like 2 hits. I remember for like the first probably 80 levels on my my regular hunters, my Hues, that I would use a pistol just because of how much I hated getting hit and how difficult it was to get the timing for certain attacks and be able to like land a combo or a stun and get just enough space to run away from things. It just was not fun. And it was that way until I got a partisan. Partisans were great, but longswords were crap. I just couldn't deal with it. So I played Ranger after a while after that, and I really wanted to play a droid character. So I played a Raycast, and that was fun. I really enjoyed that. I made him look like Optimus Prime. It was awesome. Big, huge, with a tiny little gun. Spreads were my jam. I used to love those things. But if you really wanted to break the game over your knee and completely make it your submissive, you had to play a force. Yeah. Well, after learning about what Shifta and D-Band did, I actually switched to playing a Raymar because I knew they could get Shifta and D-Band. And that's why I enjoyed it. It was like, well, everybody really likes this, and you can heal as opposed to having to rely only on like potions. So eventually I switched to a Raymar. And I think that was my highest level character, was my Raymar. I went online for like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 times ever. And as soon as I did that, I wound up with like, people gave me a duped spread needle and a whole bunch of other just insanely powerful stuff. But before that, I hadn't found like a single red box except for, I don't know, like a really crappy red slot for defense or something. Actually, playing PSO as much as I did made me tolerate playing Monster Hunter a whole lot more, because even though Monster Hunter does tend to be a bit grindy and does have some of that kind of difficult combat, not quite Dark Souls, but definitely frustratingly hard combat, you don't have to grind anywhere near as much as you do in PSO. So grind. Give me those reflect rings. Hell, I might even settle for just one. I'm just like so tired of fighting these things. Meh. I'll just fight until somebody drops. If somebody dies, I'll just... Yeah, I know, right? What's up with that, man? I guess the Force wouldn't care too terribly much about that, because the Force would be the one most likely to do good playing naked. Because you're going to get one shot either way if you're naked. It doesn't matter what class you're playing. If you're not wearing any armor, you're dead in one hit. But at the very least, you can cast spells and be able to nuke things from far away even without your bonuses. Yeah, you'd have to spend a lot of time with your menu open staring at your stats, making sure you didn't go over the limit. Yay, worthless high potions. Just freaking give me the reflect rings. I know you drop them, just do it already. Now, I think probably one of the more annoying things for PSO for me was like the whole mag system, where if you were named a certain name and you had a certain color, and you'd have to like trade your mag to somebody who was a specific color to be able to get them to evolve to whatever kind of mag you wanted them to learn, so they'd learn whatever kind of boost that they, you know, or overdrive or whatever that ultimate attack was. And then at the end of the day, the only thing people ever used anyway was the stupid, like, twins, just so that you could get really powerful shift and deband. Because the heal was garbage. And, I mean, Dolphin was okay. You couldn't really get the elk to hit anything. It was really hard to get that to be even halfway useful. And the melee serpent or whatever that would spiral around was also like trash range that you may as well just keep wailing on it anyway. But you can get some that would look really cool. Not me. I'm done with that. Yay, levels. Great. Now we're vulnerable to level 5 magic. Monster Hunter is amazing. Don't play it alone. Unless you love Dark Souls and you love grinding. I'm like absolutely serious. You want to make sure that you play Monster Hunter with a friend, because it's so much better with 2 or more people. The only problem is that your weakest link, your team is only as strong as your weakest link. If you wind up like dying or carded, you know, getting carded is what it means. If you get knocked out 3 times, that's it. The hunt is over. The full-sized hunting party is 4 people. So, you know, if you get a full team, that's not even enough people. That's not even enough carts for each of you to get knocked out once. So getting KO'd is really, really bad in multiplayer. But getting KO'd in single player is annoying too, because then the monster runs away unless you put a paintball on him. And then you'll have a hard time tracking them down, and you've got a time limit. You'll probably have lost all of your food buffs if you got knocked out. I mean, just getting knocked out in a monster fight at all is just awful. It's just super duper bad. I wish I had played Dark Souls. I have it, I haven't played it, but if I played it, I could get a gauge for how the weapons work and I'd be able to like explain kind of what it feels like to play certain classes in Monster Hunter. Well, dude, you've got, you know, you've got access to certain versions on. I know, I will eventually, but I've got a 5-job Fiesta, or 4-job, well, technically 5-job Fiesta to finish. And then I might do that. So, because streaming's been pretty good to me recently now that I've gotten fairly decent. Maybe dropping about 1% of my frames. I could probably drop my bitrate even a little bit more, but I don't want to go below where I'm at. But like, if I had played Dark Souls, I could get a feel for what weapons feel like in that. Yeah. Well, good, man. Oh, whatever. Thank you. I dropped my bitrate, I think has the most to do with it. It's sitting at 2,000 right now, which is not incredibly good, but it's... At least I'm not dropping frames. So, I don't know what dropping bitrate does to other viewers, though. Like, I don't know the relationship between bitrate and stream quality for people. Well, I'm glad you like the results. I'm glad it's working well. Stay stopped. Die. Still no rings. Man. That's good. I mean, as long as it doesn't look like garbage when you see it on your end, that's fine. Oh, yeah, I've got it in a little box too. I've got it. I'm just looking at my dashboard while reading chat and occasionally looking at OBS to look at the stream quality. It says in the 51 minutes that I've been streaming this, I've dropped 981 frames, which is about 1.1%. I can live with that. Considering that some of the worst stuff I was dealing with in the past month or so has been like 10 to 25% or more. Even like at one point it was like 40% dropped frames. It's just stupid levels of slow. The problem is I don't know why it got worse. I have no idea why it got worse, because I used to stream it and it looked just fine. But oh well. The fun thing about playing Monster Hunter multiplayer is that you can have sort of an almost role-like team arrangement. I don't mean that in like the classical role sense. There's not really a whole lot of like tank, healer, DPS. Everybody's DPS. They're just different types of DPS. You got like, yeah, Monsty Hunty. You got like, ooh, what was that? What was that? What was that? Was that what I wanted? Oh, one. Finally. Okay. If I have to, I can bail now. If I really, really want. But I really want 4 of those things. Just for X death at the end of World 2. I need them. Now throw it in a volcano. Yeah, right. What happened? It would reflect the lava out. like some of the jobs or some of the weapons in Monster Hunter are really good for very specific things. Like your hammer and your hunting horn are both blunt weapons, so they're really good at hitting the head of whatever monster you're fighting. So it doesn't matter like what, you know, what else you're hitting. You're just focusing on the head to try and get KOs to stun the monster long enough for people to wail on it. You got your great sword users, and they're really good for charging up single strikes that can deal insane amounts of damage, but they take like 3 seconds to swing to deal that much damage. So you have to be able to predict exactly when the monster is going to be where your blade needs to be in 3 seconds, and then be able to dodge out of the way of whatever attack it was throwing at you in order to be within that range. Because chances are, if you're charging a swing like that, you're expecting the monster to turn or move towards you right before you swing. And that's really difficult. Comboing for a greatsword user is not a thing. You draw your blade, you swing it once, you put it away, and then you move on. Ranged attacks are really fun. I like playing heavy bowgun. But again, like, they're not snipers. They still fight at about medium range. But you can usually get a good strike in at multiple different angles or focus on breaking different parts. But they're also really good at applying elemental damage or status effects. So the closest thing to a tank in that would probably be a lance user, simply because they've got the really big kind of tower shield, bulwark kind of monster-sized shield that's so big they have to use it right-handed. Their primary weapon is a shield, their offhand is a lance. They're really good for breaking the head as well, but they can cut tails pretty easily. They can hit all kinds of things. It's a really fun game. It's definitely fun with people. It would be a game that I'd want to play with people online over Discord. So the fact that the new game is going to be online is going to be absolutely amazing. Like, I've been wanting that for so long. But you can't play with people who get salty easy. Because they'll just continue to build up the salt, they'll get tilted, and they'll get carded. And then everybody will suffer. Come on, man. Give me another reflect ring. Damn. What are they playing right now? I haven't watched since Monkey Ball. I've watched enough GDQs that I'm not super as hyped as I used to be. I usually only get hyped about a couple of runs, and then I just like to go back and, oh god, they're running that? I have Freedom Planet on this this console. I've played it. It is Sonic. It's about 100 times brighter. It's also about 100 times more anime and furry. It's like if the fans decided to try and make their own Sonic game, but also take away all challenge and difficulty in it, and that's what you get. I mean, at least it feels like a Sonic game in some respects, and it kind of looks like it. But all the Let's Play cutscene elements of it... Actually, you know what it is? I didn't see it, but I read about it, dude. That's insane. It's good to see that. I'm sure people lost their shit over that. Because that's amazing to get a world record on a game played as optimized as Symphony of the Night. I figured it out, though. The problem with Freedom Planet is, like, it puts it in a 2D game environment, so it's a 2D Sonic game, which on paper looks good. But it adds the cringeworthy plot of the 3D Sonics, and it takes away some of the difficulty of the 2D Sonics. So basically it's like taking a 2D Sonic and making it bad and not being Sonic 4. Oh, and covers it with, you know, fandom and furries. I don't have a problem with games that kind of venture into fur fandom, as long as they keep it classy and they don't overdo it. Like, I loved Undertale. I don't much care for some of the fans, but I loved Undertale. Yay, Swords Dance insta-kill. I'm guessing Jitterbug always does, like, a certain percentage of the user's health. But it might be based on an attack stat. I've never looked it up. Singing and dancing. Traveler. That would be too easy if he actually gave me a reflect ring. Ooh, Zeal. Love all the remixes of Time Circuits, man. Yep. So, yeah, be ready for that. If there's an item that you really badly want someone to drop, they might not do it a lot in this game. It's also probably true in PSO, and it's true in Monster Hunter too. There's a thing called the desire sensor. It's like the game knows when you want something and it refuses to give it to you. But I had the patience to farm 5 pink tails in Final Fantasy IV DS, so I can wait. Ballad. Yay, sword dance. Boo, no drop. Alright, we're back on 5F. I'll just hang out here for a while. So annoying. This has to take so long. The sad thing is that once Lena learns equip axes, there's no point in gaining AP anymore. It's weird to see the dancing dagger just slash. Twice. Wow. Man, I'm not leaving with just one. I need a full set. I wonder if Omniscient from Forked Tower has a problem with ninja scrolls being thrown at him. Like if he would reset the battle on that. I don't think he would, but you never know. Four little Metroids. Hey, how's it going, sis?
Alright.
Ooh, I think I got another one. Yes, I did. Good. 2 down, 2 to go. Getting closer. Smack. Oh, good. Now we're not level 30 anymore. 31. 31 is prime, isn't it? I can live with that. I just don't want to be any other multiples. Jitterbug. Well, I'm gonna try luring air on those guys next time, because I'm bored and I want to try something that isn't just Romeo's Ballad. Wow, but there's nothing doing for that, is there? You can't affect the magnetites at all. Oh well. Meh, it's no fun that way either. It's flashy, but it's still useless. May as well just use the ballot to keep the other guys stopped. There's no way to prevent the magnetites from attacking, other than beating them to death. I do like that Tempting Tango, the confuse effect on it is a lot harder to break. Alright. Another long fight. If ever you guys were wondering how much of a delay there is between an Elgato Game Capture HD and what you actually see on the screen, you can look for yourself and see. So, there's totally a delay. But what can you do? I won't complain because at least the capture card works. Come on, hit my berserkers with magnets already. Still sitting on 2 rings. The Megiddo Brigade. 68 more AP for Lena. "34 more fights and she'll be maxed out." That'd be pretty funny. Ooh. That's it. I just have to hold my controller upside down and I'll get all of them. I just gotta like take them and shake the rings just right out of them. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be the secret. Here we go. We'll do a sideways one this time. Just because you guys need it. And you guys are worth it. So enjoy that. How bored are we? Anybody else tired of this? I'm tired of this. I would very much like to move on with the game. This is the strat right here. That right there. Mad grinding strats. That's what it's all about. This is how you win at Final Fantasy games. Good lord. Run away. Have a good walk, sis. There we go. Even more. Here's another fun thing about streaming on Wii U. I'll be right back. You won't miss a thing. Not the optimum group, but it'll work. Actually, I kind of hate gravitators because they deal so much damage. Oh, I need scotch tape strats. So, oh, Sonic CDs on GDQ. I'm like, this isn't Sonic CD music. I have some Sonic CD music on here. Sonic CD was... it was something, man. I think I played a little bit of it. I was not good at it at all. Actually, Sonic CD was one of the first apps I ever got on my iPad. And I regret purchasing it because trying to play a platformer on a tablet is not fun. Especially one that wasn't designed for a tablet. I'm glad that the magnetites only pull targets closer and they don't flip polarity back and forth because that gets annoying fast. I don't care if my bard gets pulled forward or not, but I don't want my berserkers getting pushed backwards. Anybody hyped about the new Meat Boy coming out? I never did finish my first playthrough of it. I got the kid, and then I got burned out. Like, I didn't want to touch the game after that. After finally finishing that debacle, it just wasn't fun anymore. Is that it? It's just mobile? Oh, never mind then. Forget I said anything. I take it all back. I don't want to play Meat Boy on mobile. I mean, that sets the bar, like, big time, because you're looking at one of the most well-received, challenging platformers. And porting it to, not the worst, but one of the worst platforms, control schemes for trying to play a game of that nature. The only thing I think that would be worse would be maybe trying to do it on a Kinect. Meat Boy on a Kinect would be something to see. Although if somebody actually did play Meat Boy on a Kinect or on a dance pad, I would laugh my butt off. That's like GDQ quality levels of skill. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's touch based, right? So like, I mean, here's the thing. They might be able to do it because a big part of the reason Meat Boy was so successful. Finally, look at that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful right there. That is a beautiful thing. That is my favorite number for that kind of ring. Finally. I'm so sick and tired of that. Again, and yes, it could be an auto runner, Chupa. You're right. It could be an auto runner. But like one of the things that made Super Meat Boy so successful was the amount of hours that Macmillan poured into the controls. I am making sure that everything you did felt like it was something you meant to do. Felt like it was, absolutely intentional. And that if you died, it was your own dang fault. Your fault. No one else's. Alright. Alright, we'll cottage it up here and go from there. More reasons to play Dark... I agree, Chupa. More reasons to play Dark Souls or Monster Hunter. It's just a shame that Dark Souls is more popular than Monster Hunter, or that the gap between their popularity is so big, because I believe that they're both similar difficulty level games. The difference being that Dark Souls doesn't force you to grind. As much as, or if it does, it certainly doesn't force you to grind as much as Monster Hunter does. I own Prepare to Die edition of the first one, and that is all. And I haven't even installed it. Same thing goes for like Bioshock Infinite. I've had Bioshock Infinite for like 2 or 3 years, and I've never installed it. Let's see. Back to equipment. Dead Sickle. Dead Sickle. Death Sickle. Dead Sickle. No, we'll do Dancing Dagger on you, that's fine. But I think for you, we're gonna give you the Lamia's Harp. Keep you in the back row, and we will give you Hide. But before we do that, we need to give you oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was stronger. Good to know. Elven Mantle. Give you Death Sickle. We'll save here. And then I need to very carefully and surgically execute one of... Nope. Come on. Dang. Seriously, stop. I don't want to fight a Gigas. Really? Knock it off, dude. I seriously don't want to mess with you. Put me up against like a Traveler or something, I don't know. That'll work. That'll do. And let's start with Lena. Unless, of course, they kill everything, and then it doesn't matter. Alright. I still gotta kill Lena, though. That'll work also. Oh yeah, she's got a shield. Shit. That'll work. That'll work. That'll do. That's perfect. Thank you. That's why I took off the death sides. That is exactly why I removed the death sides, because I don't want to put up with that crap. Alright. Good. Good. Have to start this fight like this. Okay, are we done? Great. Let's not trigger any more fights before we go fight this next guy. Go away, Gigas. Alright. Let's hope that this fight goes well. I forgot to put hide back onto my bard. That's not good. I'm still going to try it without it, but if it fails, I don't care. Alright, tower shut down. Boss fight unlocked. Why do I kill a berserker before starting Atamos? Because if all of my party members are alive and I start fighting Atamos, he will comet us. He will comet us, and he will not give any reason not to do that. So, actually, I should not have Bosch in the back row. There's no point. Especially if he's going to be hitting things with his axe anyway. So we'll swap rows. Atamos will pull in a corpse until they reach a certain distance away. Those misses are not good. Also, Gundam, thanks for watching. Didn't know you were there. So, once Ferris gets to probably the last piece of tile before the edge of that wisp. Ugh. I did not know that Atamos could even cast old. That sucks. Like, that's really awful. Anyway, once Atamos gets Ferris pretty close to where I want her, I'm gonna switch tactics and hope for a death proc on someone like Lena. It's time to use... Don't do it. Alright, we got Phoenix down you. Nice. Nice. That'll work. Here comes the comet spam. Yes! The one I wanted you to kill. Good. Alright. Good. Unfortunately, I can't heal Galif at all. But that's okay. Come on, Ferris. I need you to start using some of those sword stances and make them count now. Hell yeah. Nice. Wow, that went really well. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better Atamos fight. Awesome. Cool. That's why you start with one person dead before fighting Atamos. So, Lightning, if you're still there, take note. When you go to fight Atamos, have somebody dead. It's a lot like fighting Plague in Final Fantasy IV. If you've never fought Plague, it's kind of hard to relate, but it's a similar concept of every time Plague detects that there is somebody in your party who does not have a Doom countdown on them, he will cast Doom on the entire party, resetting the timer to the top for, I guess it's like 30 seconds, something like that. So when you go fight Plague, you come in there with 4 out of your 5 party members dead. Ideally, your strongest or fastest character is the one that's alive, and they'll spend a few rounds of combat hitting on Plague, and then once Plague gets you down to only a few seconds left, you throw a Phoenix down on somebody. Plague will detect them and cast Doom again. Everybody gets a fresh timer. Now you got 2 people wailing on Plague. And you repeat the process until all 5 players are back alive again. If you want to really cheese them out, you could have all 5 of your party members alive and have 1 or 2 of them kill your weakest member and then resurrect your weakest member, and every time you do that, the timer resets. And that works too. So that's kind of the idea of like the mechanics behind death exploitable bosses like Plague and Atamos. Alright, time to go visit Guido. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, get everybody back to full. So that went well. Oh yes, this place. Okay, let me think. I'm fine with what I got. I hate these things, so I'm not gonna fight those. Nothing, okay. Hopefully he won't transform, but I don't know. When dealing with metamorphs, if you can kill them before they metamorphosize, they might drop a rod. I think it's called a power rod that allows you to cast. It inflicts berserk on whatever you bop in the head with it. But if they transform into whatever summoned monster that they want to transform into, Gigas, Ifrit, Shiva, then you won't be able to get it. Yeah, see, he just did it right there, and he turned into a Kite Sith, or Kite Shi, or whatever you call those stupid things. So now this thing is worthless. It's worth ability points, but once they transform, they're worth like just ability points, which is kind of sad. Wow, dude, 1 step and I got another encounter. What is up with that? Alright, so it's top left. Pop that in there. Hit the switch. Alright, there we go. Then we need to do bottom left. Other than metamorphs, which I don't want to deal with. God, every 2 steps, man. Cat she? Okay, whatever. I hate those things. And their right Scottish accents. Alright, moving on. Nothing here is worth fighting. Yeah, whatever. Localization is bad no matter how you slice it. Yay! Let's go see a turtle about a tree. What I don't understand about Ketshi from 7 is I know it's a robotic cat, right? It's remote controlled, it's robotic, all that fun stuff. He's fighting on a giant stuffed Moogle, and he's like is he making the Moogle fight by being a robot controlling a robot? Is he doing, and I know his primary weapon is a megaphone, so I guess that means he's telling the robot what to do? So it's a robot being controlled by a human, controlling a robot with a megaphone. Yeah, whatever. Okay, good. Got the Guardian branch. Let's get out of here. Seriously, Metamorphs, leave me alone. I don't want to fight you. No. 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 Yeah, it's like, it doesn't seem like a very viable control scheme. And if you think about, like, when was Final Fantasy VII released? 1998? 97? You think about, like, remote controls and robotics at that point, and you look at it in the context of robotics today. Today, something like that would definitely be possible, but back then, the amount of delay. Oh, and don't forget that, like, the guy controlling Kite Shi, I forget the name of the Turk doing it, is controlling him all the way from Shinra building, like, across the world at all times. So there's, like, you know, a signal delay too. Okay, now we go to the Forest of Moor. This is a fun place to be, but I don't think this is where I want to be. Go away. Go away. Leave me alone. Oh, where am I? And what's here? Catoblepus. Poor Catoblepus. You poor fool. I remember now. Nothing fun. Another chocobo. Nothing useful. No thanks. Back in we go. Sure, yeah, I know. Science fiction of it's really deep in that too. It's just, you know, even if you just, like, it bugs me, like, when things seem like they're more believable and yet still unbelievable. Like the fact that Cloud can wield a sword as big as he is. With the speed that he does. And the strength that he does. Alright. Welcome to more. I'll give you that, man. Junctions were not cool. I mean, you could make yourself stupid powerful in no time. If you knew how to abuse it. And I don't mind junctions as much as I hated the draw system. Just the fact that you just have to sit there for like 10 minutes and just vampire magic out of everything. Which made consumables being absolutely, you know, garbage. Oh yes. Now we have to do the all-important piano playing. So we'll do that real quick here. A piano virtuoso indeed. After a bit more practice, anyway. Piano flex! Alright. Enough of that nonsense. Alright. I believe that's 7 out of the 8 pianos. And that's good. Because that means now I should be able to get another song the next time that I return to Crescent Island. Air knife. Everyone says that's stronger for me. Even my berserkers. That's tempting. Encore? No, I don't think so, Chupa. Oh, okay, fine. If you insist. Wait, that's the inn. Give me the pub. There we go. Because you asked so nicely, Chupa. We'll do one more. There we go. I hope you enjoyed. Feel the healing beat. That reminds me, I need to look something up here real quick. Spell lists. Bard songs. Let's see here. Crescent Island, 7 pianos. Merged World. Castle Surgate. Minstrel's House. Quell by Story. Yeah. Yep. Okay, that is absolutely nothing missing at all. Okay, cool. Just double checking. I don't want to miss out on any songs. I just need to make sure I go to Surgate when I get the chance. Diamonds. I don't know why I'm going to bother with 3 of them, because I know I'm going to get Aegis very soon. A girl's best friend, and look how excited Bosch looks to have that. I'm not even going to use that though. So, alright, let's optimize that. All diamond equipment. Alright. That's good. Just because I want to have it available, I'll buy a bunch of those. I don't really care. I don't think they're going to come in any handy though. And the last thing I need is to restock on the potions that I drank. Hello, potions. Alright, sounds good. So Lightning, you asked how far I got in my Fiestas. I didn't triple crown my first ever one. The second one I started, I got, I did Pure Chaos and I got a pretty decent team. But I was in the process of trying to take down Omega when I ran out of time. I did a couple of practice runs in advance of this year's Fiesta, just to sort of get a feel for things, and that was kind of fun, but I didn't really get any further than this point. I actually tried doing the run that was the opening speed run for this year's Fiesta after finding out what it was going to be. And I got to here. This is exactly where I stopped that before the deadline for that incentive. So I wasn't able to finish the run before the run. So I just started my run and this is where I left off. So I don't think there's anything else hiding here. Wow, dude, that stuff hurts. A lot. Thank you. This run shouldn't be too bad. I brought a flame ring with me and an angel ring, so most of the nasty stuff that could be thrown at me isn't going to be all that bad. I'll always have at least one party member who can handle the nasty. But suffice it to say, when you get here, man, I'm sorry if you're gonna fight all this stuff, because these fights are terrible, every one of them. So I guess try not to waste time going anywhere twice, because this place is not fun. If you run even one time, it significantly reduces the attack power of the Brave Blade. That's kind of like, if you run one time, you may as well run anytime you don't want to fight something, because That's just going to make your chicken knife stronger. My suggestion to you is when you get to World 3, if you're getting to World 3 and you still haven't run from anything, or you don't think you've run from anything, double check, like save first before you get Brave Blade, because, you know, it's not worth it if you run a single time. Yay, getting hit sucks. And the one person he can confuse is the one he confused. So that's a save point. May as well use it. I love this mix. Booster Tower is fantastic. Lightning, I really appreciate you joining me on the stream today. Thanks again for the follow, man. I'll see you next time. I don't know if I'll run during the day much, but, you know, it was good having you. A worm. And me without my hook. There we go. What's that? Run. The Morning Star. More junk to sell. Ah, here we are. Fire time! Alright. Turn the speed boost off because I absolutely need to find that shield right there. I believe I have to go a certain way to get to. And if I don't go there, you're gonna have problems. No. Yeah, there it is. Okay, Aegis Shield. Good. I am not screwed. That's all that matters. Alright, cool. Good. Yeah, seriously, dude. I don't want to miss the Aegis Shield. It's incredibly powerful. Like, stupid powerful. Alright. Back to fast forward. God, the lag from that, man. So bad. Yay, free heals. Kupo. Now we wait. May as well throw that on my Super Knight Galuf. Aegis. Bone Mail, Flame Ring, Aegis. There we go. It's empty. Alright. Not a single thing in the environment was affected by it. They're just like, whatever. We'll keep coming at you. No new monsters. We survived the fire. Delicious ash. It's pretty kick-ash. Flame tongue. No. Ah. I know where this is. Thanks again, Stick. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Peel. Let's go this way because I want to see what's down here. Oh. Oh, okay. That's good. At least I don't have to go all the way through the forest again. That would have been awful. Oh well, I may as well use it to save, I guess. You fiend. How dare you steal my 9 mana. Alright. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this next fight I should be okay as long as I just have everybody equipped with death sickles except for Ferris, who can continue to use the dancing dagger. That should work. What are those things? Those are very obviously blue bow ties or butterflies or dragonflies or... Oh my god, they're hitting us. Why are they hitting us? I don't think Romeo's Ballad's going to affect those much, but we'll give it a try. I think these things have a 1 in 1,000 chance of actually being something you can proc death on. I think that's going to work. Go ahead and throw a Mighty March down just to help out with the healing a tiny bit. I think we're just gonna keep Bosch as a healer for this fight. Nice! I got a death proc. That'll work. I can't believe it. The one crystal I want to die more than anything else, though, the last one I want to die is the one on top. I can't believe he got that proc, man. That's unreal. The chance for death proc, I mean, it's possible, but like the Quadzerker strategy for this fight is give them all death scythes and hope they all proc, because otherwise you're totally screwed. Aruga, that means he's low. We need to kill that one. It's in the back row. Yeah, buddy. I'll take 2 procs. Oh! Alright, now we're screwed because there's only one left. Unreal. Yes, you steal that mana, Ferris. You good job. Whatever. Maybe the odds are better than 1 in 1,000, but they're still awful. Yep. Oh no, this is gonna be awful. No. Yes. Yes, thank you. Oh man, that was so lucky. Earthshaker is so brutal. Yeah, the death scythes have a death proc on them. So I think it's like a 33% chance or a 25% chance to proc the death spell on target, And the crystals just so happen to be vulnerable to death. But they have a very high magic evade. So even though you have like a 25 to 33% chance to proc the death spell, they have a very high percent chance to dodge it. And so the spell doesn't get cast. Oh, also it's time for me to pull out my phone, because I need to do a little bit of tweeting on Twitter. All right. Nice. Oh, happy birthday to Puexel. Man. My favorite streamer. Come on, man. Yay! Alright. It's time to find out what our new job is. Our new gerb. Our new gerb is... White Mage. Galuf already has sap on him? Oh, he's got Aegis. This fight's gonna take forever. He's got Aegis, he's got Bone Mail, he's got, yep. I'll take it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with White Mage. You can do a lot of good stuff with the White Mage. Really makes me want to go back and get one of those staves from the Metamorphs now. I can't remember if I went and got the heal staff. Hey, thanks for the free heals, you idiot. Anyway, once I get Kryl and all this fun cutscene stuff is over, I will probably call it a wrap for this stream. And now we're in the negative. Galuf solos everything. I just figured I'd make him look like a complete and total badass before he dies. And he still hits like a truck. Galuf used determination. Sorry, X-Death, take it from Flowey. You're not going to be killing him anytime soon. Pretty much, because like that's basically the whole deal. Hi sis, welcome back to the stream, even though it's about to end. Yeah, I know. That's okay. He's not immune to metal blade in the face proc. No, Galuf, why? Well, he ain't getting any deader. Hi. Oh wow. There's a nice zucchini. I know, right? Scare him off. Yeah, so this is basically the most spoiler part of the game. Is this guy's dead now, and his granddaughter takes his place as part of the team. The last of the original 4 heroes. It almost makes me wish that there was like a prequel to this game where you play the 4 heroes from the story of Final Fantasy V. Bart's dad, Galuf, Zazas, and the werewolf. It actually kind of upsets me that there is no playable werewolf character in this game. I feel like that's a really big missed opportunity. Alright, now we have our Dargon, and now we fly all the way back to Bal Castle. I believe at this point in the game we can go directly to fight X-Death. God, I hate that I can't fly over the mountains. It's so annoying. Alright, there we go. So we're going to land here. And Kryl will begin learning. Wherever I put it. White mage. Look at the cute little white mage. And I'm gonna give the white mage equip harps, because I believe that boosts the magic stat. And put her in the back row. Now I gotta go all around the world and collect white magic spells, because I don't have any. And then the last thing I gotta do is I gotta debate about whether or not I still want to get a Beastmaster to replace one of my Berserkers. Oh yes, and now we have to update. So, let's see here. Change that a little bit here. Kryl. White mage. There we go. Updated. Okay. So I think that's where we're going to leave it here tonight. Alright guys, good night. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.